140 pounds overweight, smoke 1 pack or 4 packs a day, you will be free. Call our information line at 623-266-1392 for free consultation. Your habit or addictive behaviors now can be a thing of the past. Call Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392. Now you take control of your life instead of being controlled by life. Call now, Hypnotic One at 623-266-1392.
And now, live from the KFNX studios in beautiful downtown Phoenix, it's Pain Management Arizona with Bob Miller. Good morning. I am Bob Miller. I am a licensed massage therapist, neuromuscular trigger point specialist, pain management specialist, and owner of New Serenity Massage, Pain Management Arizona. I am here with you every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. right here on 1100 KFNX to talk about pain management, how to prevent getting these pains, and how you can actually get these pains taken care of without having to depend on things like medication and, surgeries and all sorts of things that really aren't going to be helpful to you. A lot of the medications just mask the symptoms and you still have the core problem, and you're actually making the core problem worse because you cannot feel that you're moving in ways that are injuring it even worse. I do have 2 locations here in the Valley. I have a location out in Peoria on about 94th Drive in Thunderbird at Sonoran Life Solutions Counseling Offices. Beautiful offices there. They do individual, group counseling, family counseling, and at Urban Wellness here in Phoenix on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. And I am available most days in the Peoria office and on Sundays at the Phoenix office. I just extended my hours in Phoenix, so now I am available between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. here in Phoenix. If you wanted to get in on a Sunday and you don't want to drive all the way up to Peoria, you can see me here. Again, my rates are only $60 per hour currently, which is about half of the price you're going to pay for one of those fast food chain of massage places that basically you're going to get a Swedish massage there and an elbow jammed into your tender muscles. And what I do is much more precise. It's much more gentler. You don't end up sore for a week after the massage and screaming on the table. What I do is I find exactly where the knots are in the muscle that are irritating the nerve, that's causing issues like headaches, migraines, shoulder pain, back pain, upper or lower hip pain, sciatic type of pain, because most of these conditions are because of knots in the muscle that are pressing on the nerve, that are interrupting the signal that's going to your brain. Because you have 2 types of nerves. You got sensory nerves and motor nerves. Sensory nerves tell you when something's hard or soft or hot or cold. Motor nerves tell you when tell the muscle to move. So, one set of nerves tells you stepped in something. The other nerve tells the muscles to move the leg off of it because you don't want to stand in something that's warm and squishy. But what I do is I take care of the areas that need to be taken care of. I don't normally do the full body massage because I'm focused on the area. I spend the entire time getting the area of pain to be relieved, which is a lot easier than most people have been led to believe. And the Urban Wellness here in Phoenix, I just want to give a little shout out to them. An amazing place. It's right here on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. It's Urban Wellness Center for Integrative Health. And their website is Urban Wellness PHX for Phoenix.com. So Urban Wellness PHX.com takes you to their site. They have a lot of great natural service. They have naturopathic medicine, and midwife, women's health, weight loss, life coach, sound healing, Reiki. I do therapeutic massage there, and there are some other massage therapists that work there if you wanted just to get the relaxation massage. Craniosacral, acupuncture, cupping, Chinese medicine, and psychological therapy. They also have yoga classes. There are some classes that are community classes that are open to everyone, no charge at all, and some other great classes that Amanda teaches that are $10 drop-in Uh, let's see, she has classes on Monday at 6:15 p.m. There's also classes every Saturday that are $5 classes at 10 a.m. And go to the website urbanwellnessphx.com to find out when all the classes are and how to contact them, and come in and get some natural health, because I always recommend stretching. Oh, and by the way, all the information for them is also on my website, painmanagementarizona.com. On the sponsors page, there's the contact information for all my sponsors and businesses that I trust. That's what I've named that part of that page, is sponsors and trusted businesses. So I have some of the guests that are on my show and sponsors and just businesses that I've run across that are honest businesses. I'm kind of old school. I believe in good customer service. That's how you keep customers and grow your business. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses these days, they're more interested in what they can pry out of your wallet at the moment. They don't seem to see the big picture, that if you don't make somebody happy, they're going to tell all their friends they're not happy, and you're going to lose a lot of future business from them and others. But if you you know, be fair with people, give them a square deal, you're going to get it back. Just like my own business, I'm honest with people. I have a great rate, and I have an incredible service that I have not met anyone in my field that can provide, getting rid of things like migraines and headaches and back pain. And so I get tons of repeat business. I get probably half of my business comes from referrals, people sending their friends, family, and coworkers to me because they find out what I can do. And everybody knows somebody that's got pain issues. But my phone number, if you want to jot it down, or just try to remember it till you can jot it down or type it into your phone, is 541 end pain. ENDPAIN, 541 end pain gets me directly if you if you have any questions or want to book an appointment. Or you can also book on the website, Pain Management Arizona. You can book at the Peoria office. You have to call me directly to book at the Phoenix location. But the website again is painmanagementarizona.com. Arizona is spelled all the way out. Go to painmanagementarizona.com, click on the book at Peoria office, and you can book an appointment with me. What I do is a permanent fix. It is very gentle, very passive. I do not grind elbows into anybody. I find exactly where the little clusters of knots are bothering the nerve that's causing you to feel things like shoulder pain, back pain, headaches, migraines, hip pain, sciatic pain. I get those knots to release, the pressure's off the nerve, and the body goes right back to good health. You can eventually get new knots to form if you still do the same type of habits that caused you to get your muscles knotted up in the first place. But, if you take care, do some stretching, which is another reason why I recommend yoga at Urban Wellness there, because yoga is fantastic for the body. It's stretching. It gets all the main muscle groups, keep things loosened up, and they won't get knotted up as easily. And another little tip is your cell phones. When you're looking at your cell phones a lot, try to hold your cell phone around shoulder level instead of down by your chest or your stomach and stare down at it, because then you're putting a lot of extra weight on your neck muscles, because gravity's pulling on your head to pull your head farther down, and all those muscles in the back of your neck and around your neck have to tighten up to resist gravity. So it's basically about 60 pounds of torque that your body is resisting when you have your head in a downward position. Even reading books, if you're holding the book way down low or doing paperwork on a desk. I've mentioned, before, I had a friend of my sister's, had her granddaughter over at their house for a family get together. A little 6-year-old girl, and she comes up and sits on my lap, and I start feeling her neck. And this little girl had knots in her neck as bad as most adults that I work on. And I asked her if she got headaches, and she said, yeah, all the time. And it was crazy because this little girl, what she was doing is she had a tablet. She only did granted educational stuff and good stuff on the tablet, but she would be sitting for long periods of time with it flat on a table and her head craned downwards staring at this tablet. And that's what got all the muscles in this little 6-year-old girl's neck to knot up and caused her the headaches. I mean, knots in her neck were worse than a lot of adults that I've had to help. But so I had to fix her up as well and kind of educate her mother a little bit on, finding a better position to, have her put her tablet in, have it propped up so it's sitting up at an angle so she can stare straight at it instead of down at it. And, that will help correct the problem. And if you spend a lot of time on a computer, if you can't see the small type on the computer, go ahead and move your monitor in closer to you. Make sure the monitor's centered with you. So when your hands are on the keyboard and the mouse, it's your shoulders, the keyboard, and the monitor are lined up parallel like dominoes. That way you're not sitting with your head turned. If you watch a lot of TV like I do, make sure the chair you're sitting in or your position on the couch is not where you're sitting with your head having to be turned a little bit towards the TV. I mean, it's not even like you're looking over your shoulder at the TV or the monitor. It's just a slight deviation from center. So you want to kind of sit in your favorite chair, have your feet flat on the floor, and look and see if your knees are pointed at the TV set. If not, move the chair, move the couch, or adjust your sitting so you're lined up straight with it. That will prevent you from, or help prevent you from getting a lot of knots in the muscle very easily. And stretching is also awesome. If you go to my site, there's a link to my main site, I'llFixYou.com, but you can find that by going to PainManagementArizona.com. And you can find all the stretching charts I have, which stretching is really important. I recommend stretching when you first wake up in the morning. It's a natural instinct that all living creatures have to stretch when they wake up, from rest. If you have ever had a dog or a cat and you watch them wake up, the first thing they do is they stretch. They stretch the front legs, the back legs, the whole body, and then they do dog and cat stuff. But we as people are too smart for that. We override our instincts. We have to get the cell phone off the charger, brush our teeth, jump in the shower, get dressed, get ready for work. We don't take, 2 to 5 minutes just to, stretch the body, give yourself some good stretches because your entire day will go better. That's the way most people end up pulling muscles and straining muscles and tearing muscles is by not loosening up before they do activities. And it's not even if you're doing physical work, even if you're sitting at a desk all day or not being very active, I do definitely recommend doing some stretches so you can just, your body's ready to do whatever you got to do for the day. It's not going to be sitting and going into a shock type of position because the muscle hasn't been stretched and then it's stuck in the same tensed position. That's one of the main causes of getting knots in the muscle is keeping a muscle flexed in the same position for long periods of time, such as looking down, looking to the side, holding something a certain way for long periods of time. Like purses or people that carry a backpack just over one shoulder, you're going to be shrugging that one shoulder up so the strap doesn't slide off your arm and drop on the ground. So I always recommend to have a long strap on something so it can go over your head. And that way it's still on your side, but you don't need to hold your shoulder up to keep it on you because you got it coming over the shoulder and over the head going across you. And that's the most efficient way if you're going to carry something around a lot to do it. That way you're not holding your shoulders up because holding the shoulders up is one of the other big ways we get knots in the neck. You get knots in the neck and the shoulders, you're going to wind up getting headaches or numbness and tingling in the fingers, which a lot of medical professionals will diagnose as carpal tunnel syndrome and send you for surgery when all you need is to get the knots worked out of the neck. And again, I do have 2 locations that I can see you at now. I got the Peoria office that I'm at 6 days a week, and that is on Thunderbird and 94th Drive out in the Avenues. It's right off the 101 freeway at the Sonoran Life Solutions Counseling offices. And again, at Urban Wellness. And Urban Wellness is on 7th Street between Thomas and McDowell. It's only $60 per hour, which is, like I keep mentioning, that's only about half the price of what the big chains are charging for a basic relaxation massage. And Urban Wellness has a website you can go to and see some of their other great practitioner information and what you else you can have done. Because a lot of people are leaning to more integrative health practitioners because what we do is we don't rely on medications and surgeries and things because most conditions of the body can be corrected naturally. And more people are learning that every day. And like I mentioned, Urban Wellness Center for Integrative Health, they're at 2024 North 7th Street in Phoenix. And the website again is urbanwellnessphx.com. And you can also find them at Urban Wellness on Facebook and Instagram for other special events. And they do, like I said, there's a midwife, naturopathic medicine, women's health, weight loss, life coaching, sound healing, Reiki, massage, cranial sacral, acupuncture. I've had Ami, the acupuncturist there, on as a guest on my show, Chinese medicine, yoga classes, and other events. And I'm actually going to have Amanda, who is the creative director at Urban Wellness, on the show for a little bit next week to talk more about what Urban Wellness does. And that will be a lot of fun. She's a really fantastic person. I really like her. She's got a lot of great energy, and she'll be on with me next week. And again, my website is painmanagementarizona.com. A lot of great information. There's a link to the main site, and there's better explanations in a video on how trigger point therapy works and how you can contact me and how you can book an appointment. Because I found there's so many people that have been on medication for many years and people that have tried physical therapy, been to neurologists, had MRIs and X-rays, and were being told that they, still didn't know what was wrong with them or how to help them. And this is the stuff I know, because there really is no medical field specifically dedicated to muscles. There's bone doctors, nerve doctors, skin doctors, every other, circulation doctors. I mean, every other kind of ology, but there is no myologist. That's just the study of muscles. And that's where I come in because I know muscle tissue. I know the nervous system. So I know where the muscles and the nerve interact with each other and have problems. If you go into a regular doctor and you say you have symptoms A, B, C, they're going to call it D, E, F, and they're going to prescribe X, Y, Z because that's what's in the book. That's what's been written down before them. With me, you come in, you say you got symptoms A, B, C. I get pictures of anatomy flashing in my head. I see the nerves, I see the bones, I see the muscles, and I think, if you're getting this kind of pain, what muscles do I need to check out? Where do I need to look for knots in the muscle that are probably on a nerve that I know run right through there to the area that you are feeling the pain? Because most of the time, where you're feeling the pain, there's absolutely nothing wrong. Not a thing wrong with that area you're feeling it. It's because there's an interruption on the nerve between that area and the brain. So, if you got pain in your leg, it's going to be closer to your hip. Pain in the leg, knee, calf, foot, in the hip area, and the low back area and the gluteal area, we call it. That's where the sciatic nerve runs through about a half a dozen muscles right there. And when you got something pinching the nerve in the hip area, that's going to interrupt the signal that's coming from the leg to the brain. It's like I say, it's like when you plug a speaker wire into something and it's not quite plugged in all the way and you hear a buzz or a hum over the speaker. That's exactly what's happening with your nerves, because your nervous system is the electrical system of your body. It is electricity that travels up and down the nerves. And so when something is causing an interruption in that signal, the brain's expecting a correct signal explaining what's going on at the other end of the nerve at the leg or the foot, but it's not a clear signal anymore. So basically the brain panics. The brain doesn't know if you're standing on an anthill or if there's an animal chewing on your foot. And so it's going to tell you it's pain, itching, burning, numbness, or tingling to make you aware that there's something not quite right at the other end. And even though that the problem's in your hip, It's on a wire that comes from the leg. So you're going to think it's a leg. Like when you get numbness or tingling in your fingers, that's normally in the side of your neck because that's where the nerves are going from your hand back to your brain to tell your brain what's going on with your hand. So if there's something in the side of your neck that's really tensed up from staring down at cell phones or working too much on a computer in the wrong positions, you're going to start feeling the effects in your hand. And I work, people come to me with numbness and tingling in the hands all the time. And I never have to touch their hand to make it go away. I get onto the shoulders and the neck and I release all those all those knots that are in the muscles because the knots in the muscle are actually trapped blood because when a muscle is held tight for long periods of time, some of the fibers get stuck in the tight position and blood can't flow through a tight muscle. It has to wait for the muscle to relax to get blood flow through it again. And if something gets stuck, now you got blood trapped in there that's got no more oxygen, no more nutrients. All it's got is acetylcholine that's the chemical that tells it to stay flexed. And there's no fresh blood to wash that out. So what I do is I find where all these little knots form and then I put just enough pressure. I don't try to squeeze it out. I just try to put enough pressure to convince the body and assist it in naturally releasing it. It releases out, the clog is gone, fresh blood comes in, you got oxygen, nutrients, muscle goes right back to being perfectly healthy. And there's no more interruption on the nerve, and the headaches go away. The tingling in the hands goes away, the hip pain, the back pain, wherever you got knotted up muscles. And that is what I specialize in. I don't do aromatherapy. I don't do hot stones. I do what is only needed to fix the problem. And I just worked on one of my chiropractor friends yesterday for over 2 hours because she had not been in to get a massage for almost 2 years. And she had a lot of issues that she had not been able to get resolved any other way. And we got a lot of that fixed up really well for her. And she's probably got the best night's sleep the last night she's had in 2 years because we got so much tension out of her. And definitely do remember to drink a ton of water, especially this time of year here in Phoenix, because the air gets so dry, it's just pulling the moisture right out of you. So the rule of thumb is the minimum amount of water you should be drinking. That's if you're in the air conditioning all day and not being physically active is half your body weight in ounces every single day. I'll say it again, drink at minimum half your body weight in ounces per day to stay properly hydrated, keep your muscle health, keep your muscles from knotting up on you as well. And again, go check out the website, painmanagementarizona.com. That's Arizona is spelled all the way out, painmanagementarizona.com. Got links to all of my sponsors like Luis Gonzalez with the agency. If you wanted to sell your home, you could find his information on there. And Joe's Auto. Joe's Auto has never paid me to advertise, but they did really well with me the couple times my car broke down. So I like to give them a shout out too. Anytime I run across an honest company, boom, I'll give them a shout out. I'll put them on my website on the sponsors page. But you can also call me directly at 541-END-PAIN. That's 541-END-PAIN. If you do not get an answer and go to voicemail, leave me a message because obviously I do not answer my phone during sessions. So again, 541-END-PAIN is the phone number. And Pain Management Arizona is the website. And if you want to learn more about urban wellness, go to urbanwellnesspHX.com, and you can find all the information on events and classes that they have there and the practitioners. And I will be with you again next week at the same time, 9 a.m. every Sunday. And I do want to also give a shout out to my dear friend Tammy. It is her birthday today. I hope she has a fantastic birthday. And I will probably be talking to her on the phone and giving her all the obnoxious birthday wishes over social media and all. But again, one more time, painmanagementarizona.com. Pain Management Arizona on Facebook and YouTube. You can see replays of these shows or tell your friend to watch it. Pain Management Arizona, YouTube, Facebook. PainManagementArizona.com is the website. And the phone number is easy to remember, 541-END-PAIN. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
The information and opinions you hear on this radio show are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KFNX, its affiliates, management, or advertisers.
Visit us online at 1100 KFNX.